Hey guys, it's Brentman117. Welcome back to the channel and my custom alt build for the Mega Construx Halo Infinite Set Warthog Rally. Now I just want to say straight off the bat that this is not a build tutorial video. There are no instructions, but I will do my best to show you some of the build techniques for those that may want to try and recreate this mock themselves at home. For any of you looking to recreate this custom build, all you will need is 2 Warthog Rally sets. I specifically limited myself to only using the parts from these 2 sets to make it easier for anyone wanting to have a go to be able to do it themselves. And if you don't have 2 Warthog Rally sets, now is a good time to buy. They're currently on special offer on Amazon.com for $17. I've put an affiliate link in below if you want to help support the channel, and I'd appreciate if you use that link when buying these sets. So with all that said, let's take a look at this build. So just in case it wasn't obvious by the thumbnail and what you can see in front of you now, what I decided to create was a long wheelbase troop hog, as we haven't received one yet. I know we've got the Razorback, but it's the same length as the standard Warthog. I wanted to try and create something a little bit bigger that we could put more troops in. So as you can see, I created a double rear axled hog just by extending the rear tray back. So the front section of the Warthog is exactly the same as you would build from the instructions. So anyone looking to build that, all of the front section, just build it as you follow through in the instructions. It's only actually the rear section that I've modified. So basically everywhere from here back has been modified, and I've just used as many pieces as I could to try and make it look as much like a troop carrier as I could. So obviously added fuel cans to the side just for a bit of effect, that it's less of a killing gun machine and more of a vehicle that's used for like a utility vehicle, really, for carting things around as well as troops. So I will put some troops in it shortly so you can see it fully loaded up with troops, but I'm just going to go hands-on a bit to show you the different features that I've incorporated into it. So it's still the same width as the standard hog, but I've managed to incorporate these 2 bench seats here, so the figures actually sit quite nicely on them. To gain access to it, to make it easy, this part here hinges up, so then you've got complete access to be able to get the figures into the actual troop bay, and then that can just fold back down again. Also, so they can exit the vehicle nice and easily, these sections can either be left down and they can have feet hanging off this way if they want to shoot off the side, or they can be put back up again and they're used as back rests for when the troops are actually in there. Other than that, the rest of it's relatively simple. You can see here by these bits how I've done this. As I say, I'm not going to do a walkthrough of exactly how I built it, but hopefully by showing you these pictures you can see roughly what parts I used and where I used them. Underneath, all of this section is the same. I did shift this rear axle 1 stud forward that it would be on the normal hog, and then as you can see there's 1 plate gap in between, or 1 stud gap in between, and then the second axle here. These parts on the back are just for show, they're not doing anything, it's just to make it look a little bit different. In terms of doing the tray back, I just used any pieces that I could to create an 8 wide tray, and it's from the back of this bar here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 studs to the back of this grey stud here. So that's how long it is, and then this bit is extra, hangs off the back. The fuel cans are simply clipped in using these parts, which are the 2 stud long with a hook on the end of it, used to actually build the main gun on the back of the normal Warthog. And they just, it's not the best fit, but they do just clip on there and they hold on quite nicely. As for these bits here, they're the tusks from the front, and they're used with just this little bar here, which is the grab bar from here. So as I say, all of these parts up here, you can see it's not overly complicated. This part here is the curved part you use for the rear bumper on the build, and then the rest of the parts should be relatively obvious where you get them from. Obviously the 2 gun barrels, but all the ammo barrels, because you're not using them because there's no gun there. And other than that, It's just the spares that I had in both of those sets. And there was also so many parts left from doing this, I managed to create the alternate build boat as well. So if you have two sets, you can build this and the boat alternate build and have them both built at the same time, just with two sets, no additional parts. So that's pretty much the build. Hopefully I've shown you enough there to be able to give you an idea of how to have a bash yourself. Obviously I'm sure some of you guys can make some improvements on it. It was just to give you some ideas. So I'm going to put some troops in it now and show you it fully loaded up. And there you have it. 6 people in a troop hog. 4 Marines in the back, chief driving, 1 Marine in the front. So as you can see, nice and comfortable in the back, plenty of room. You can attach all of their feet, or at least 1 foot per Marine, to the floor, so they are nice and stable there. They don't want to fall out. They're nicely secured. And as I said, you can have these sidebars either down or up, depending what look you want to go for. And that is pretty much it. So let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section below. I know it's not the most desirable looking mock ever, but when you're trying to limit yourself to only the parts in the set, you've got to get pretty creative. And it's easy to just go diving into the parts bins to get whatever you think you might need. But I wanted to try and create something that more of you could recreate yourself, rather than constantly creating things that not many people can recreate. So by all means, if you can see some improvements, make some improvements and post them on the forum, as you guys usually would. And that's about it. So as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.